Okay. So I welcome all the viewers and a very warm namaste to all of you who have joined us on this fine morning. Sangam Talks welcomes you to a very special segment that we have with us, which is a live streaming session on YouTube with the director of the Kerala story, Sudipto Sen. He told me he's not been keeping well, but he still persevered to grace our platform, for which I am very thankful to you, sir. You have challenged the filmmaking culture in India by introducing a new genre of sorts that has made you a recipient of overwhelming hate and appreciation as well. And for that, you have redefined political perceptions, social discourse, and attacked preconceived notions. Because of which I have a bunch of questions, yet not enough time. But we had launched a survey collecting questions from our viewers that can be asked to you. In that, we have called you a stalwart of truthful storytelling. However, from what I have deduced from my online browsing is that you are a man of science. So how did you find your way into direction is something that I would like to know.
Science in the sense I did my master's in, I graduation in physics. And I think physics is the philosophy of life. So that way I was in the right track since the time I started my educational journey towards my filmmaking, because I knew when I was in school, I knew that I have to be a filmmaker. I have no other option. So whatever education I had afterward, it was destination was that I have to do. So I did my specialized graduation in physics, and then I did my master's in applied psychology. So combination of these two are, I think it is a very nice combination for a filmmaker. And that is what, that is the journey. That is how the journey started.
Well, I wasn't good with physics, but I am a student of psychology, so
Oh,
that
wonderful.
seems very
Wonderful.
inspiring for me.
Wonderful.
But you have been a director, sir, who has produced works of great critical acclaim, and this is something that I got to know after your visibility through the Kerala story. Your latest award being, I think, the National Award for Guruji. You have also had a film Gurujan, which was selected for the Indian Panorama section of the 53rd International Film Festival. Now, these works have...
My previous films also got some international award. My film Aknoor got Best Film in Golden Globe. Aknoor got Best Film in Brussels International Film Festival. It got Best Direction in San Francisco International Film Festival. So, yes, I have nice relationship with awards. Yes. But end of the day, when people love the film, and it is not, I'm not being very formal. The kind of appreciation or kind of comments I get in social media, get to know when I visited different auditoriums. Like tomorrow, I have a program in Bangalore. So the matter of fact is, what happened is, I think that is more rewarding. I mean, you get to know you the way you are. They don't discriminate that I belong to a very remote place from in Bengal, Assam border, where I mean, even nobody knew about that, what is cinema is all about. Starting the journey from there, if you get here, get so much of love and affection, I think this is more rewarding than having a trophy in hand.
Very true, sir. Very true. So, sir, what has your early life looked like and how has that journey been? Because somewhere all of these achievements have been overshadowed by the success of the Kerala story. So, what was your experience of making these films and how can we access these films more importantly?
See, the thing is, I started I belong to a very, very small hamlet, Himalayan hamlet, which is called Jalpaiguri. Hardly any of your viewers know about it. It is at the border of Assam, Bengal. So I am a northeastern, and since I was there, it is my native place. So I was there till I was in school. So around towards the end of my schooling, I shifted to Calcutta. So that is the time when the fallout of Maoist movement, Naxalite movement in West Bengal, which generated in a place called Naxalbari in West Bengal, North Bengal actually. uh,
Mhm.
entire intelligentsia, entire student community was under the influence of that huge, humongous movement, which India never witnessed, which has been described as the biggest political movement ever erupted in this country post-independence. So I
Correct.
belong to that place. So though it was in a decline, it was that the leadership was inside the jail, the student community was slowly coming back to the education, but the influence was so strong, and you know that eventually after Bengal it goes down to even today
Mhm. Yeah.
Chhattisgarh, which is my next subject of the film.
Mhm.
So there are mixed match of lot of ideas, ideologies. I used to read a lot of leftist ideologues, philosophers. At the same time,
Mhm.
I used to get, because of my interest, I used to read a lot of Indian literature and all. So all these come into in a space where I realized that there is only cinema which can rescue me. Otherwise, I was feeling claustrophobic. I was feeling breathless that I have to tell my story. So this is how the journey started. And the after I completed my education and the journey towards the filmmaking, the course, the official formal course of filmmaking, I made a film called The Other Wealth. That Other Wealth
Mhm.
was my first independent film that also got national award long back, and it was the only Indian film in United Nations 50th anniversary, which was representing India. So from there, I got a huge assignment of making films for World Bank and United Nations. So from
Mhm.
Calcutta, I shifted to Delhi because Delhi was the headquarter of World Bank and United Nations. So
Mhm.
that is the time I got opportunity to interact, to see the real India. I traveled more than 200,000 kilometers in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Myanmar, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, all these shark countries. So that is the time I actually got opportunity to know what India is all about, what is how my country look like. You can imagine traveling by road 200,000 kilometers is something which give you opportunity to understand the country. So I am that fortunate one. And I was a mountaineer, so mixing both, it helped me to conceive my first independent feature film, which was The Last Monk. Last Monk was my first film. The script of the film I wrote when I was in Himalaya. I traveled from
Mhm.
Arunachal to, I mean, Ladakh to Arunachal on feet. So it's almost 3,000-kilometer walk I did. So during that period, I wrote that script, and it went on. The journey started, and as I started my first independent feature film, so I had to shift to Bombay because Delhi did not have the opportunities for a feature film for that matter. So coming back to Bombay, then the Last Monk gave me lot of opportunity because it was it was premiered in Cannes Film Festival, and there I got a couple of French co-production films to make. I got a German co-production films to make. So I mean, there are so much of the ways, the vistas opened up before me, because you have to understand that I am hailing from a small unknown hamlet in Himalaya. I could not speak in English also that time, because English was a foreign language for me. My school used to get closed when it was rain because the roof of the classroom is leaking the water. So so matter of fact is I got opportunity to come across. It is a very interesting evolutionary process. So I'm trying to tell you the story which may inspire other filmmakers, because now what I have achieved, or whatever I got at this in the experience, I don't think it is something a great in terms of the achievement as a filmmaker. No, I don't consider. Yes, the lot of people have seen the film. I don't look at from the box office collection, because that is my producer's responsibility to look after that. A, B, the money will come and go, but the kind of, people are talking about the feat we did, the changes we got, and I thank all these, the people, the detractor of mine, of my film, who has criticized the film. I am grateful to them also that their criticism, their denouncing the film made me more popular among the people, because uh, it was a patch of criticism going on and on. Then there is a court cases. Supreme Court had almost like 4 petitions. Kerala High Court had 11 petitions. So I gone through all these grindings, and end of the day, 4th of May afternoon, evening, around 3:30, 4 o'clock, all the petition was being quashed, and Supreme Court allowed the release of the film. And you just imagine that after going through all the entire process, it was a kind of sense of victory. But and we knew that 5th of May we will be able to release the film. So it is something which I see it as a journey. I knew that this film is going to be successful, because which I see, there is a huge aberration was there in the concept of human mind in India, that the concept of, or the meaning of entertainment was being fed to us very wrongly. It has been made, the definition of entertainment was being made by some opportunistic people in the early stage of evolution of Indian cinema. They had to run their shop. So the person like Raj Kapoor once said that people love to watch dreams, and we sell dream. So this is how that from the very inception they denounced your right as a common human being, that you are fed that you are incapable, you can't achieve things. So you have to see in the cinema, in the silver screen, whatever we are showing, that is your entertainment. You cannot get get a girlfriend, so you have to show, I will show you that the boy and the girl running around the tree. So this is the concept of romance I am giving you, and you have to take it. This is how the Indian cinema industry was going on. So I had a sincere, and that is the reason Indian cinema industry was called Bollywood. Chennai film industry used to call Tollywood. So you will not see any country in the Europe, they will not call a Frenchwood or the French cinema, or a German cinema will not call Germanwood, or even for that matter, Iranian cinema will never been called as Iranwood. The colonial mindset which was being inserted in us, in the system, and where we feel proud, our consciousness is being killed by these people who were in the power that time, that they killed our consciousness, and we are told to feel proud that our cinema is Bollywood, Chennai cinema is Tollywood. And a few days back I realized in Chhattisgarh that the films are being made in Chhattisgarhi language, and that film is called Chollywood. So you are being treated like a puppet in the hand of the system, and you are being told that you are incapable, you are good for nothing, whatever I will feed you, you will see. That is what exactly Hollywood does to the world. They have to sell their product. And that is how, if you go to the genesis of the studio system in Hollywood, the studios are being made to promote business of America, not to promote cinema as an art form. So I knew that if I get a chance, if I get an opportunity to tell what exactly entertainment is, I will prove that by telling the real story, telling the story of the girl who is right now in Afghanistan jail, or the girl who has forced to commit suicide, or the girl who has been raped every day by 15 to 20 people, that can be the benchmark of entertainment of this country also. This is how world has defined entertainment. So I knew that if I get an opportunity, I'm not saying that I'm that proud, but I think I got vindicated because my producer trusted me. When I told him the story, he was in tears. I said, that is what I expect from the people of the viewers. And It is, again, I'm saying it is not 300 crore that matters. The what matter is the life has changed for good. It has done some irreversible changes in the mindset of the people. Even after 3 months of the release of the film, people are discussing this film. Yeah, I don't think it has happened to Indian cinema long back. Since very time inception, it has not happened. So I will not say, I'm really happy that you perceived it as a new genre of cinema. I don't think I followed the footprints of my seniors, the way I learned cinema filmmaking, I followed that. I don't claim that it's a new genre at all, but definitely I would say that we have shown the fact that your definition of entertainment and my definition, or the definition of the common Indian, are different. And that is what I'm saying. Even today, the next film which I am making at this point of time, called Bastar, will repeat the same feat, because I'm telling again a blatant truth, which was always been, people hide them. People were scared to talk about that truth. So I will tell, and I'll promise you that this film will have the same kind of treatment from the people of the country. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
That is very true, sir, what you just stated. And a part of it also had a very enticing foot in the door to your next project, Bastar. But, sir, there has been this subtle boycott by the industry, as I think you've mentioned in some of your interviews, where the Kerala story has expressed itself in OTT limitations. It is not getting OTT platform, but there is now speculation that we may see it on Z5. So, can you clear the air on this?
Number one, I never complained against the industry, because I don't think the industry has much to offer us. Industry got a lot of opportunity to prove their point, but they miserably failed. So I don't have any expectation from them. Neither my producer has. Industry has been very nice to us. They loved the film. They called us, even for that matter. I got a call from Ram Gopal Verma ji, and he spoke to me for 1 hour. And the wonderful words I heard from him, I think it is any filmmaker, for any filmmaker, it is a great pride that Ram Gopal Verma calling and speaking to you for 1 hour to tell that you made a good film. Even he said that it is jokingly, but he said, I spoke to Rajamouli and I told him that you can make 3 RRR, but you cannot make 1 Kerala story. It was I have taken it very humbly, and it is, I know it was not a very serious comment, but I think good to hear. Number one. Number two, the thing is, I never said anything about the OTT release. Yes, I said that there is one gentleman of Times of India was generally talking to me. I told that we should have got a good OTT release. I'm not very interested in a smaller OTTs, because perhaps the way the people have shown love to this film, the demand for OTT release is so high. You won't believe my Twitter, my Instagram are not only mine, my actors, my technicians are only there the queries when it is coming to OTT. I don't think in recent time no other film has created that kind of interest. And as I said, the film has today is, I think, 70 days of the film. It is still in the auditorium. Still, it is shown almost today. If I'm not wrong, there are 33 shows all over the country. It has. I mean, in Bombay there are 2 shows. In Bangalore there are 2 shows. So the film is still running in the auditorium. So it is not late that that we did not come to OTT. We will come. We did not have, there is another misinformation being spreaded. We did not sign or did not agree with anything with Z5. It is not coming to G5 for sure at this point of time. Later on, I don't say, but by next week, you will get a very interesting, very nice announcement about the film, about the OTT and satellite release of the film.
That's great, sir. As always, sir, a story that reveals the existence of love jihad in any capacity is said to be fake, and proof is asked for. Now, in your research, I was quite delighted to hear the mention of Amnesty International, which just proves the depth of the study into this matter that you've done. So, sir, what is the proof of love jihad? And I also read somewhere that you had spoken to the NIA about some of the things that, and you were about to reveal it. So, we'd like to get into that.
The thing is, number one, on 3rd of June, me and my producer released a 17 minutes video where we gave the answer to all the criticism being thrown towards us, because there are a lot of confusion being spreaded. There we were not in confusion, but it was very intentionally, very organizedly. Confusion been spreaded over 32,000. We are very clear. It was not any publicity gimmick. It has been said that our YouTube channel has changed from 32,000 to 3. Now, nobody understood the fact that it was been hacked for 10 minutes, and that video was there in YouTube from 10th of November last year. But suddenly on around 3rd or 4th of May, that is after 6 months, suddenly our YouTube channels get hacked, and somebody mischievously changed the number 32,000 to 3. And it was for 10,000. Just imagine, after 6 months, there are more than 20,000 screenshots being taken. How organized that scam was, just imagine. And within 10 minutes, we got to know, and we corrected the thing, because we always stood by the number 32,000. And we also said it is not 32,000, it is more than 30,000, more than 50,000. So what happened is, so we clarified all the queries, that where the 32,000 number has come. We gave the breakdown. Before you publish this video, please go have a look on that video. Me and Bipul Shahji jointly gave the proof and whatever you call proof, or whatever you call research material we gave. So this is number one. Number two, we never mentioned the word love jihad in our film, because primarily it is not love. It is a fake love, or it is something love trap jihad, you can say. It is more like love trap jihad. But to me, it is more like a manipulative jihad, manipulative conversion. What happened is, what happened is, during my research, I come across to many girls who later on who came to press, came to media to talk about that how true that film is. You have seen the video of those 26 Kerala girls who came down to Bombay to talk to the media. When they come out, these girls came out from the auditorium. They were in choking voice. They were talking. They are in all tears. They are saying that we could see each and every frame of the film is my story, our story. So the thing is, there are many faces of this jihad. It is love is, of course, one of them, one of the bigger trap been laid before the young girls, and how and why we tried to talk in the film. And I think that would be a different conversation. But the right word is manipulative conversion, because today, under the huge scanner of media, one girl cannot be forced to convert. The problem is always been said, if it is a forced conversion, then there is a law in the country. You cannot force someone to change your religion. But most of the cases, 99.9% of the cases, it is not forced. It is basically a girl's mind is being manipulated. It has been indoctrinated. It has been brainwashed. And there are many cases in the NIA thing you mentioned. We took almost 1999 cases to NIA through Women's Commission. Rekha ji was very supportive with us. The Rekha Sharma ji, who was the chairman to Women Commission. So what happened is, this is a very blur area, you know. How a girl been indoctrinated, how a girl been brainwashed. It's a very blur area of, like, if a girl is above 19 years, nobody can stop her to get married, whoever she wants to get married, right? But it is a system which has been impounded, which has been inserted on the mind of that girl. So the terror network, which is not only in India, that is what I always said in the press, that these people who are talking relentlessly against our film, these people are so shallow, they could not see that how Europe is responding today. Now, the same structure, same network, same terror network was active in Europe. Active in, you saw the film called, the web series called Caliphate in Netflix. The same story. Like, there is a film which got best film in Toronto Film Festival called Laila M. It's the same story. So, Europe, America, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, that this terror network laid their trap everywhere. Now, it came to India, in fact, much later. If you go by the history of ISIS and how this Al Qaeda the people operates, they come to India, but they found Kerala is a very vulnerable place in that way. The percentage of Muslim population, the dependence of the political system on Muslim vote. So it is, they found a very ideal place for their work in Kerala. And Kerala, being the number of atheists in Kerala is very strong, so those girls are more vulnerable. So there are many such cases you have seen, like Athira's case, Athira Hadia's case. There are plenty of, I need not to take the name, you know those cases, that how these girls are being indoctrinated, how these girls are being turned into a jihadi factory. You know, they started abusing their parents. The shot in my film, which people say that most difficult to digest, that Aishwarya Gitanjali spitting on her father's face. The girl who told me this story, she said, "Why did you change the name? You can use my name. You need not to change the name, because this is a regular thing." The girl who came to Bombay, she was telling how she hit her mother, how she pushed her 3 years old nephew from first floor house, uh, because he was constant, that the little child was constantly distracted her while she was doing namaz. So it's a complete social changes had happened. That, you know, this is a social engineering that has been done. They did it successfully in Europe. That is why the France is now burning. That is why Netherlands is burning today. So they laid the similar trap in India. And the situation in Europe or situation in America was better, because they separated these terror network, isolated from their political system. But in India, you can't talk about terrorism, because terrorism, the moment you say terrorism, these politicians will attach a religion's name with that, because it is their political convenience. Just imagine, in my state, in Bengal, there is no rhyme or reason that my film has been banned there. There is no logic of banning, because people will, as it is already, half of Bengal has already seen in the pirated copy. And when it will come to OTT, everybody will watch, whoever wanted to watch. So what is this tokenism of banning a film means? She just wanted to convey to the Muslim population, see, I have protected your interests. They did not say that this terrorism are bringing bad name to the religion. Many Muslim boys and girls and seniors, teachers, professors told me that you have done a great service to Islam, that you have graphically showed that how Islam is being used or misused to use it in the terror network. This shallow, stupid politician made this an issue, that I am making a propaganda film. Just imagine, there are, in research, I need not to say that there are propaganda film came and gone, nobody bothered. But why people are reacting in a so positive manner? Why women are coming out in weeping? Why there are so many heart-centered shots I have seen. Two apparently unknown girls clasping their hands like this and watching the film. Such a huge emotional and social expression has seen in this film, which is overwhelming. So my point is, back to your question, I neither for Amnesty International or any human rights organization for that matter, I felt bad that repeatedly their attention was being drawn to the issue of these girls, be it 32,000, be it 3, be it 29,172. If one girl has gone through these experiences, the nation should hang their head in shame. Not a single girl should suffer. So, keeping you in the confusion of the numbers, they try to discredit us, but I'm happy that the nation has given them the answer. My point is the dubious role of these human rights organizations and the international agencies. I mentioned about them because I found they could have come forward and played a very proactive role, which they did not do. Because I saw the situation, these girls, these reconverted girls, the girls who are been rescued from this trap, how difficult their life is. So they could have taken the issue to international media and they would have made it an issue, but they did not do, which is I find it's very, very suspicious that in spite of having their opportunity of being part of this racket against women, they should have done it, but they did not do so. That is why I mentioned, because I still believe that the international community has to come together to fight against this terror menace.
Very true, sir. In fact, Stalin, which is Kerala's darling, said something to the effect of that if there is one death, it's a tragedy. And if there are several deaths, then it becomes a statistic. So them talking about numbers seems quite hypocritical. And that brings me to this question that many politicians have stated that this film makes the state of Kerala look like a carrier of terrorism and hate. And I think another film came quite close to the release of the Kerala story, which is 2018, which talks about floods in Kerala. And the director said, this is the real Kerala story. So, this deviation from the actual subject of discussion, saying that this is demonizing Kerala and misrepresenting its people. What is your message to them?
Number one, I don't think many Keralites love Kerala more than me. I love Kerala. I did a Malayalam language film before, and I traveled Kerala so many times. In fact, the incidents which triggered the concept of the film in my mind in 2014, before that, I was in all love about Kerala. Now, I have two answers to your question. One, by making Kerala story, how can I demean or derogate Kerala? I did not understand. Did you see the film called Mumbai Saga? It is talking about Mumbai underworld. Does that mean that they are undermining Mumbai? There is a New York story. That New York story talking about the underworld of New York. Do that mean that they are undermining? This is a stupid argument that I think even I have love for Kerala more than many Keralites. So this is a stupid question that I am degrading and demeaning. Second part of my question answer is there are two Kerala exists. No Keralite, whoever has come across in social media, I discuss this, but I would love to have in a public forum. There are two Keralas exist. One Kerala is the southern Kerala, which is been shown to everybody. Lovely backwater, green forest, jungle safari, natural, natural the tourism, everything. And another Kerala, which is the northern Kerala. Nobody talks about it. That Kasargod, Mallapuram, Kozhikode, these districts are the hub of this terror activity, terror network. You know that in Mallapuram there are villages where the Sharia Kanun is activated. There is no barber shop. There is no tailor shop. There is no women cannot move out of their house without their. It is not my part of my research. But better you go to YouTube. There are CNN videos there. CNN has done a comprehensive report from this place. Atikad is the name of that place. So I have plenty of things to talk about how North Kerala has turned into a terror hub of this country, and how planfully the political leaders are using this activated terror network in their political bill. Because in Kerala it is understood that whoever Muslim will vote, they will come to the power, because there is a population of 32% Muslim. So I don't have any regret or anything to say, because I got enough of support. Interestingly, V.S. Achyutanandan in 2010 came to Delhi to say that Kerala will turn into an Islamic state in the next 20 years. The gentleman, the biggest leader that time who supported V.S. Achyutanandan, his name is Pinayadi Vijayan. He supported what V.S. Achyutanandan said. Today, he is saying, I am telling a fake story, because today he is the chief minister of this of the country. So of the state. So it is absolutely understood that in our country, let the country go to hell. My political agenda has to be highlighted. I have nothing to do with any political ideology. I have nothing to do with RSS, BJP, Congress, any political party. And I'm happy that there are nice, sane, understanding, good people are exist in the country. So many Congress, many BJP people come to me. They congratulated me for the film. My concern was the girls. My film is on the pains and agonies of Shalini, Gitanjali, and Nima. And I told the story of these three girls. I did not take any political side. Yes, I mentioned the name of ISIS 11 times. I never said anything against Islam in the whole film. And I spoke about how this Islamic terrorism is gone inside the DNA of our existence, and unless a political willpower come in front out of their election and democratic politics, it is not going to change the scenario. But I'm happy that even after 2-3 months of the release of the film, people are talking about it, and I think there will be something substantial. But conversion game is still going on in Kerala and Mangalore. Recently, I got a statistics that even the latest number is 17,000 girls are missing from Mangalore. I think it is the high time, no matter what political ideology, what politics will help you to be in power, but high time to talk about the girls of this country.
When it comes to talking about women's welfare, I feel like the political activists, or the armchair activists rather, love to talk about Sabrimala, but they turn a blind eye to these conversion rackets that are going on. But coming to political agenda, sir, I want to talk about... Yes, sir?
No, it's all right. Carry on.
Yeah, so I just wanted to request you to recount this controversy that happened in JNU during the screening of In the Name of Love, Melancholy of God's Own Country.
Ojeshi, what happened is I made that film in 2018. And this film called In the Name of Love, Melancholy of God's Own Country, I made because I wanted to be, I was looking for opportunity to tell the stories of these girls. They were living in a very, very pathetic situation, and Chitra, Athira, these girls, when I met, they were hungry for 3 months. 3 days, they did not eat anything because they could not go to the market to buy food stuff. So there is no electricity because their electricity connection of the place where they are staying been cut off. So I wanted to tell this story because I was not part of any political parties. I had nothing to do with any political ideology. I just feeling breathless to tell the story of these girls because they were really in distress situation. So I gathered some money from my friends and I made the documentary. And incidentally, this film got Best Film in London International Film Festival. So I got little bit of vindicated, that I got little empowered. So with the help of some friends in Vivekananda Bichar Manch in JNU, they arranged a show there. So 3 days before the show, they started this, the then the JNUSU students union people, the students started talking against the film, and they said they will not let the show happen. So I did not take it very seriously because I was also part of the student politics and all. So on the day of the screening, when I reached the venue, I realized there is a huge protest going on, and there is some putla being burnt and all these things was going on. So I went straight to them. I never, this time also I did in FTII, that when they were stopped the screening of our film, before talking to the organizer, before talking to the police, me and my producer straight away went to the student to ask them that why they don't want the film to be screened. In JNU also, I did the same thing. I went to this girl, these students, agitating students, that let the film show happen, and I am not going anywhere. After the screening, let us have a discussion. That is what is a democratic process, an intelligent process. It's the students, like minimum thing I can expect from the students of JNU. They said we will not, nothing, no conversation, no discussion. We will not let this film happen. I said, without watching a film, how could you were instead of you call them, you call yourself progressive. You call you are the brand ambassador of free speech, free talk, free spirits. And you, without watching a film, you are branding a film. Let us consider that I made a very bad film. Then you, after watching it, you tell me. And if a festival in London can recognize my work, why JNU can't? So then I realized that in spite of, in between all this cacophony, they started the show. But immediately I come to know that there are a lot of students from outside came up. They destroyed the screen. They destroyed. They were. I did not get physically hurt, but there are some security people, some students were very seriously hurt. Even today, one security guy is still, after 5 years of the incidents also, he is taking treatment in AIMS. So my point is, after the incidents, many students came back to me and said, we are sorry, we wanted to see the film. But that day, I think that is the worst, is the black day in the history of JNU, that had happened. But this time, I'm so happy. Our screening in JNU went so good. I mean, it was capacity of 500 auditorium. There are more than 1,000 people who are watching. Everybody, the people who are sitting on the floor, they're sitting, standing, they watch the film. There's a huge, and I refuse to believe that, and there are no outsiders, only the students. I refuse to believe that there are only one political ideology students were there, because JNU does not have student group who supports one particular ideology in number of thousands, or because they have 6,000 students only. So I'm sure, cutting across all political ideology, came and watched, and they all laughed. There was not a single voice of dissent, single voice of objecting in the film was there. It was so peaceful. So I still believe that JNU is a place where right kind of art and culture and ideology has space. That incident of 2018 was done by some miscreants, which I don't think that is the culture of JNU, because they responded. Even they stopped Indira Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru also. They objected them also. They throw a rotten tomato to Montek Singh Ahluwalia. So this is the culture of JNU, and I'm very happy. I'm a student council, education council member in School of Art and Aesthetics in JNU. So I'm very happy being part of that system. But vandalism, hitting people in the name of ideology, this is, I think, the civil society does not have space for them at this point. So this whole in Mumbai, in Indian cinema, they are getting isolated. The people who are talking against us even today without watching the film, they are getting isolated. They are thinking that they are feeling left out. That how come a boy from Bengal, North Bengal and Assam, coming here in Bombay and making a 300 crore film. It is beyond the fathom, beyond any perception of them. So they are unhappy with me, and I think they don't have anything much to tell about the film because people has given the answer. More than 3 crore people has seen the film, and I don't think, and the song Pagal Parinde has crossed 100 million view, 100 million reels been made of that. So I don't think talking about that this is a propaganda film, politically inclined film. This is people has given the answer. They also know that now they are irrelevant at in the whole scenario.
That is very true, sir. Where you were talking about how the film industry has regionalized itself into Bollywood, Tollywood, and Chollywood now. But which what I personally feel, because I come from Uttar Pradesh, is that what we call the Hindi cinema now has this monopoly with with a certain sect of rich South Bombayites who make Hindi films, but they use the Hindi speaking characters only for comedic relief in their Punjabi centric films. It is so funny that the most recent song that has trended from a Hindi film was a Punjabi song, and there was no Hindi speaking characters in the film. So what you say is extremely true, sir. And your future projects like I believe Sahara Shri and Bastar, we are looking forward to that.
No, I'm sure I can promise you that whatever I told at this point of time, my resentment, my anger against the system will be reflected in all my forthcoming films, and I'll not let anything go out of my notice which I can object, I can protest. And I think people has reason to believe that cinema is their tool for their evolution. Art is to support them to elevate their standard, social standard, the standard of their living and all. So whatever is possible for me, I'll do. And definitely I will not, I never been part of this system called Ood. I am all for Indian cinema, and whatever capacity I have, whatever reach out I have, I will make Indian cinema proud. That is what I can tell. Any other, there are a
Well,
lot of
sir,
people,
you
any other questions?
yes, sir. So I would like to open the floor to our viewers now. We'll allow 2 questions from the viewers. You can raise your hand.
Sorry,
You can reach out to the
my
reactions pane.
throat is actually in a very bad shape. So I please.
Yes, sir. 2 questions and that's it, sir.
Fair enough.
Yes, Prasunji, please go ahead.
Am I audible?
I can hear you.
Yes, you are audible.
My video is not able to read anything well.
No problem. You can go ahead and ask your question, sir.
So sir, my question was that even after lifting the ban by Supreme Court, for your film was banned in West Bengal, but even after lifting the ban from Supreme Court, I have seen that none of the film theater have shown your movie after means released again. So why was that?
You were talking about Bengal and
Yes, I am particularly from West Bengal.
The thing is, number one, when a film is passed by CBFC, that is a constitutional authority of censoring Indian film. So when a film is being certified by CBFC, no state government has authority to ban it. They cannot ban any film. You are banning a film means you are questioning the authority of a constitutional body. That is what Supreme Court told all the parties. So banning my film is an illegal act, A. B. In Kolkata, in West Bengal, first 3 days, the film was running houseful. 70% shows were houseful. And at the time when Mamata Banerjee ji announced it is banned, the shows were houseful and police almost gone inside the auditorium and pulling them out of the auditorium. So by using lethal force, brutal force, they have evacuated the auditorium to tell that the film may create some law and order issue. They created the law and order issue inside the auditorium, pulling the people, the spontaneously liking the film. They took them out and say that now the law and order issue is a state government's responsibility. You cannot blame a film for the issue. If you are not capable enough to maintain the law and order issue, the best thing you can do is resign. So, when both the tricks do not work in their favor, they started saying that hall owner does not want to see. Now, I went to Calcutta to have a press conference. The distributors in Calcutta came to that press conference and told in public that the local police stations were calling each hall owner to say, if you run the show 1st July, your date of renewing the license, fire license will be stopped. You will not get, your auditorium, your cinema hall will be closed because your license will be taken off. So this brutal force has been, just imagine that how much they feel for those terrorists and how much against their Indian women that they gone up to that extent to ban the film. So the same thing happened in Tamil Nadu also. But in that way, I'm grateful to the politicians of Kerala that they let us our film run their houseful. And the amount of love and affection we got from Kerala and the houseful shows in Kerala shows us that we were right actually. But now, that is what I told a little while back to Ojoshi, that banning a film is the biggest stupidity one political party can do, which my beloved Mamta Didi did, that people already have seen in pirated copy. Everybody I met in Calcutta recently, I went, everybody has the link of the film in their mobile, and rest of the people are waiting for OTT release. I don't know how she will show her affiliation or alienation towards her favorite group of our voters. I don't know, but this is absolutely hilarious, and she is miserably failed. That much I can tell you.
I think so. We've run out of time. That would be the end of our talk. Thank you so much for that very insightful inputs. Just when we thought that we couldn't have learned more about Kerala, you opened another Pandora's box for us. Again, sir, we are waiting for your future projects. Thank you, get well soon. Thank you. Namaste.